Okay? So let's go through the items one by one. Tapos, ano mo lang, take note mo lang yung rationale kung bakit ganun ang sagot. And, tawag dito, para, di ba? Para, syempre, dagdag kaalaman, para rin ano natin, okay, ma-temper natin yung effect ng ano niya. Right? Medyo napahirap yata ito, pero that's okay. Ano lang naman. Okay? Ang important naman dito is meron kang matutunan. Alright? Sige. So let's go. Number 1. X received 1,000 from Y which needs to be repaid in 90 days. Okay? So may repayment. Okay? In this situation, X is active while Y is the active subject. So, remember, in all obligations here is may tatlo, di ba? So, merong subject, tapos may prestation, tapos merong efficient or juridical tie. Dito, yung subject, of course, mali ito kasi pareho silang active, hindi naman pwede yun. Yung active, guys, yan yung ano ha, yung active subject, yan yung, okay, yan yung party na pwedeng mag-compel or mag-demand ng performance. So, in other words, siya yung creditor or siya yung obligee. Okay? Obligee. So, dito, sino bang creditor? Si Y. So, tama yung active subject. Pero, si X dapat passive subject. So, statement 1, false yan. Right? Sige. Statement 2, the prestation involves doing something. The prestation, guys, diba? To do, to give, saka not to do. Dito, it needs to be repaid. Okay? Hindi po yan to do, ha? Kasi magbabayad siya. So, ibig sabihin, to give yan. Okay, to give. So, statement 2, false. Statement 3, efficient cause or juridical tie is the law. Okay. Now, guys, hindi po ito law. Okay? This is a contract. Okay? If you take a look, merong cost, consent, and consideration yan. And this is actually a contract of loan. Diba? Kasi, nangutang ka, nababayaran mo. Right? So, the efficient cost here is not the law, but contract. So, statement 3 is also false. Okay? So, all are false. Okay? So, number 1, all are false. Number 2, X was driving a bus owned by X. Okay? So, bus yaw, guys. Okay, bus. Tapos, so yan ay common carrier. Yan yung mga bus na sinasakyan natin kapag pinay, papuntang probinsya or along EDSA. Alright? Yan yun ha. So, B tried to outrun its speed. So, ibig sabihin, siya ay nagmamatulin sa kalsada. Nakikipagkarera siya, in other words. Right? And then what happened? Crashed into a car. Okay? Privately owned car and driven by C. Alright? So, nabangga niya yung private car. So, passengers, okay, killed or injured. Both are insured. Panggulo lang natin yan. Kunyari lang. Okay? Pero wala yan. In this situation, statement 1. Injured passengers may separately claim damages from their respective drivers. Respective ko respective. Based on contract. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? Yung nakasakay sa bus, ididemanda niya yung si D. Okay? Yung nakasakay naman sa kotse, ang ididemanda nila si C. Alright? Now, this one, guys, is false. Bakit? Remember, yung meron ka lang kontrata dyan is with the bus. Kasi common carrier yun. Meron kang contract of carriage na tinatawag. Alright? So, every time sumasakay ka sa mga public vehicles, public utility vehicles, meron kayong contract dyan. Right? Sa privately owned car naman, wala po. Okay? Kasi one, siyempre, hindi naman nagbabayad doon, and then hindi naman nila ino-offer yung services nila sa public. Alright? Nakikisabay ka lang, in other words. Okay? So, hindi mo sila pwedeng i-demanda based on contract kasi wala kayong contract. Alright? So, statement 1 po ay false. Okay, false. Now, statement 2. Okay? C may claim damages from both B and X based on a crime. Okay? Damages based on a crime. Yes, true yan. Bakit? Diba? Every person civilly liable, criminally liable is also civilly liable. True yan. Okay? Now, paano nadamay si X? So, remember guys, kapag hindi makapagbayad si D, okay? So, si D talaga hindi demanda mo. Pero pag hindi makapagbayad si D, pwede mong i-demanda si X. Alright? Siya ang hindi siya yung makukulong ha. Siya lang yung magbabayad. Kung walang pambayad si D. Alright? Pwede yun. Okay? Tapos ang basis mo is yung after omission punished by law. Alright? So, true po yan. Okay? Dalawa na yung true. Statement 3. False pala yung 1, tapos true yung statement 2. Statement 3, the heirs of the deceased passengers of the car may file suit against X based on quasi-delit. Okay? Didemanda nila si X. Okay? Demanda nila yung X. Okay? Now, pwede. Alright? Pwede. Kasi vicarious liability yun. Ngayon, ang basihan mo lang is, of course, hindi na contract. Bakit? Kasi, hindi naman sila nakasakay dun sa bus. Diba? Hindi sila nakasakay dun. Alright? So, pwede nilang i-demanda si X dahil driver niya si okay? Tapos si D, may negligence na ginawa. Diba? If you remember, si quasi-delict, okay, si quasi-delict, ano yan? Diba? Mainly negligence ang dahilan niya. So, dahil sa negligence ni D, okay, pwedeng ma-demanda si X ko. Kasi siya yung nag-hire guy. Right? Although may defense si X, the point is, pwede mo siya i-demanda. Right? So, true din yan. So, dito sa ating numbers, number 2, statements 2 and 3, sila yung true. Okay? Statement 1 is the letter C. Okay? Number 3, delay or default is non-fulfillment of an obligation with respect to time. Okay? Or particularly, so, ano lang to, it's about default. Okay? Mora solvendi, okay? Solvendi, dapat pag-solve yan. Dapat solvendi. Alright? Part of the debtor, yes. Tama yan. Mora accipiendi, creditor, alam natin yan. Okay? Ito ang problem, si compensation more. Remember guys, nangyayari lang si compensation more sa reciprocal obligation. Okay? Reciprocal lang po nangyayari. Alright? Kasi simultaneous ang ano nila, ang kanilang time to act. Kaya pwedeng okay? So, yun lang po ang nagpa-false dyan. Hindi po any obligation dapat reciprocal. So, statement 1 and 2, statements 1 and 2, true. Tapos, statement 3 is, of course, false. Right? So, letter C. 1170 of the Civil Code provides the sources liability for damages. Okay, such as, diba yun yung, nag-usapan natin? Those who in the performance of their obligation are guilty of fraud, negligence, delay, or in any manner contravene the tenor, okay, are liable for damages. So, during the performance na po ito, performance na. So, dahil performance na siya, syempre, hindi po pwede ang dolo causante. Bakit? Kasi di ba yung dolo causante, kailan nangyayari yan? Di ba? At the perfection. Dapat, para maging true yan, dapat dolo incidente. Alright? Now, mora solvendi, of course, is a type of delay. Tama, di ba? Delay on the part of the debtor. Okay, tapos, yung fraud pala, fraud, part of the debtor. Tapos, ito, delay pala, delay. Okay, ito pala yun, dito tayo, delay yan. Yung culpa, that is negligence, di ba? Contractual negligence, of course, pwede yan. Okay? So, again, ito, causante, this one is false because dapat incidente. Kasi dapat during the performance. Okay? Yung dolo causante, okay, ang effect niyan, magiging voidable. Magiging void. Right? So, number 4, okay, statement 1 is false. So, therefore, the answer is letter is only 2 are. Okay? So, number 5, the Civil Code provides, as a rule, no person shall be liable for fortuitous events. Okay? Okay, and the corresponding laws of the thing shall extinguish the obligation to give except. Okay? Except daw. So, kailan liable? Yun ang tanatanong. Kailan siya liable for fortuitous events? Statement 1, incurred delay. Siyempre, delay time. Okay? Next, assumption of risk. Nasa provision din yan. Okay? Next, a result of a criminal offense. True din. Okay? Bakit naka-highlight? All of these things, guys, are true. Okay? Lahat yan, lahat ng instances na yan, liable ka even if fortuitous. Okay? So, number 5, all are true. Number 6. Number 6. The Civil Code provides a condition is a future and uncertain event which may result in the demandability or extinguishment of debt. Okay? So, excuse me, pwedeng suspensive, pwedeng resolutive. Okay? So, the following are valid conditional. Right? So, statement 2 and 3, of course, conditional yan. Bakit? Kasi again, lottery. Okay? Lottery. So, chance. Diba? Ito, marriage proposal, yung nasa statement 3. By chance din. Okay? So, pareho silang conditional. No problem. Okay? Yung statement 1, bakit siya mali? Bakit siya tama? Does not swim to the earth's core. Diba, impossible yan. Okay? Impossible. Kasi hindi pwede talagang languin yun. However, tingnan niyo yung condition. Not to do an impossible thing. Okay? Hindi niya gagawin yan. Okay? The condition is not to swim. So, ibig sabihin, yan ay nagiging, parang ini-ignore na lang yung condition. Okay? Parang it is considered as not having been agreed upon. Okay? Parang as if wala. Alright? So, remember lang guys, ito lang lesson dito sa number 6. Kapag impossible condition, kunyari impossible yung condition, yun po, ang effect niya magiging void lahat. Not just the condition, but also the obligation. Okay? Kapag impossible yung condition. However, kapag yung condition ay not to do an impossible thing, okay? Not to do an impossible thing, ay valid po ang obligation mo. Yung condition lang ang nabubuo. Okay? Again, kapag impossible condition, void yan lahat. Pero pag not to do an impossible thing, valid ang obligation, yung condition lang ang parang wala. Okay? It is considered as not agreed upon. So, valid pa rin. Alright? So, number 6, the answer is letter A. Okay? Number 7, period naman, day certain. Okay? A day certain which must necessarily come, although it may not be known when. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Yung condition, compare mo lang, is a future and uncertain event. Okay? Kapag naman period or day certain, it is a future and certain event. Yung isa, hindi ka sure kung darating. Ito, sure kang darating yan. Kahit hindi mo alam kung kailan mismo, alam mo na darating. Alright? So, yun ang magiging period. So, the following are valid obligations to the period. Okay? Statement 1. Celebrates. Okay? When A celebrates her 100th birthday. Okay? False po ito. Bakit? Remember, baka lang malito ka kasi di ba birthday. Okay? Baka isipin mo, oh, birthday sir. Sure naman yan. Remember, ang keyword dyan, celebrate. So, dapat, paano mo i-celebrate yung birthday mo? Dapat buhay ka. Alright? So, nakadepende doon. Nabuhay ka pa sa 100th birthday. Okay? Future, yes. Pero, uncertain siya. Hindi ka sigurado dyan. Okay? 100 is a very large number already for age, di ba? So, hindi ka sure. So, future, yes. Pero, uncertain. Alright? Statement 2, of course. Condition yan. Kasi, hindi natin alam kung sino unang mamamatay. Right? So, condition na. Statement 1, condition. Statement 2, condition din. Right? So, false na. Statement 3. When X recovers from her severe financial difficulty. Ito po, period na ito. Bakit? Remember, ito, similar siya doon sa yung popular phrase, di ba, yung ano, when my means permit me to. Ito yun. Alright? Ano lang siya, ginawa lang nating fancy sounding, pero the meaning is the same. When my means permit me to. So, di ba, yung ganyang, ano raw, ganyang obligation, it's considered to be one with a period. So, statement 3, period lang. Alright? So, statements 1 and 2, false sila. Statement 3 is true. So, the answer for number 7 is letter 2. Okay? Now, ito, number 8. Medyo challenging ito. Solidarily liable to X. Okay? So, solidarity debtors. Tapos 18,000, 1, 2, 3. Subject to the following stipulation. So, mixed yung solidarity nila. Okay? Now, payable on demand, last day of LECPA, at saka accreditation. Okay? So, iba-iba. Okay? Iba-iba. So, one is payable on demand. So, ano siya? Pure obligation. Ito naman, period, kasi last day of LECPA. Yung isa naman, conditional. Alright? So, statement 1. X may demand 3,000 anytime from A, but may only demand the same amount from either B or C, okay, when their respective stipulations are fulfilled. Okay? Yung unang part nito ay tama. Okay? Yung 3,000, may demand from 3,000 from A. Okay lang yan. Anytime, kasi payable on demand, di ba? However, yung B and C, okay, B and C, false yun. Okay, B and C. Bakit? Hindi same amount ang pwede nilang i-demand dyan. Alright? Magkano pwedeng i-demand? Depende. Kung ma-fulfill na yung kay B, magkano pwedeng i-demand kay B? Hindi lang po 3,000. 9,000 po. Alright? Okay? Bakit ganon? Please take note of Article 1222. Okay? Yan po yung may defenses. Okay? Yung, kapag mixed yung ano mo, yung solidarity mo, pwede ka mag-raise ng defenses, di ba? So, a solidary debtor may avail himself of all defenses which are derived from the nature of the obligation, personal to him, or pertain to his own share. With respect to which personally belong to others, he may avail himself thereof as regards the debt which the latter are responsible. So, in other words, pwede ka mag-raise ng defenses na meron ka, or yung defenses ng iba, pwede mong i-raise. Alright? So, kaya po pwedeng si X ay mag-demand ng 3,000 lang kay A. Bakit? Kasi kung dinemand ni X yung buong 18,000, pwedeng sabihin ni A na yung share ni B ay hindi pa due. Bakit? Kasi kailan daw ba yun? Last day ng LECPA. Pwede rin sabihin ni A na yung share ni C ay hindi pa due. Bakit? Kasi hindi pa accredited yung anak ni X as an accounting teacher. Eh magkano ba ang share ni B? So 2. Okay, 2 over 6. Okay, 2 over 6. So magkano yun? 6,000 yun. Okay, 6,000. Magkano share ni C? 3 over 6. So kalahati, 9,000. So dito, kung ma-fulfill yung condition ay yung mga stipulations kay B at C. Okay, kunyari ma-fulfill yung condition kay B ay yung stipulation kay B, magkano pwedeng i-demand ni X? 3,000 plus 9,000. Kasi wala nang defense. Ang pwede na lang nilang i-raise na defense yung kay C na lang. Or kung kunyari, yung kay C ang mas fulfill, magkano pwedeng i-demand ni X? 3,000 plus 9,000. Okay? Kasi ang pwede nilang i-raise na defense, kanino lang? Yung kay B lang. Alright? So kaya po false yung statement 1. Okay? Tama itong unang part, yes, yung 3,000. Pero nagka-problem dito kay PS. Next, upon arrival, yung statement, so false po yung statement 1, ha? False yan. Okay, false. So statement 2 tayo. Upon arrival of the last day of next year's lekta, dumating na. Okay? X may demand 6,000 from either A or B, but may only demand the same amount from C upon fulfillment. False po yan. Kasi mali yung amount. Okay, mali yung amount. Again, magkano ba yung pwede nilang i-demand dito? Kasi 1, 2, 3 ang proportion. So, ang share dyan ni A ay 3,000. Okay? Ang share dyan ni ano, ang share dyan ni B is 6,000. So, kung dumating na to, yung last day ng lekpa, 9,000 na po ang pwedeng sinilin. Okay? From either A or B. Kasi yung 3,000 na A kay A at saka yung 6,000 ni B. Solidary sila, remember? So, dapat 9,000. Kaya yan. Okay? Also, okay, pagka na-fulfill na yung kay C, okay, pag na-fulfill na yung kay C, hindi na po same amount. Hindi 6,000, hindi 9,000. Magkano pwedeng hingin? Yung buong 18 na. Kasi fulfilled na lahat ng conditions, ay lahat ng stipulations nila. Alright? So, yung buong 18,000, pwede mo nang singilin kahit kanino sa. Okay? Statement 3. Okay? So, statement 2, false yan ha. Statement 3. Upon X's son's accreditation, okay, as an accounting teacher, X may demand 9,000 from any of the solidary creditors. Mali rin yun. Okay? Bakit? Wala namang sinabi dito, okay? Walang sinabi dito na, ano tawag dyan, na fulfilled na yung kay B. Okay? So, hindi pwede. Diba? Hindi pwedeng 9,000 lang kasi yung kay B. Remember, yung, tawag dito, kapag na-fulfill itong sa accreditation, meaning, pwede mo nang singilin yung kay C. Correct? Pwede mo nang singilin yung kay C. Eh, magkano bang share ni C? 9,000. Okay, correct. Pero remember, si A, demandable anytime yan. So, kulang ito. Alright? Kulang yan. Hindi 9,000 lang. Okay? So, 9,000 plus the 3,000 lahat. So, 12,000 na pwede nga sa okay? Assuming na yung kay B, okay? Assuming na yung kay B ay hindi pa fulfill. Okay? Eh, what if? Pwede mo sabihin, sir, nung statement 2, na-fulfill naman na yung kay B. O sige, kung, let's assume, na lahat ng stipulations fulfilled na. Dito. Okay? Dito. Lahat fulfilled na yung condition. Ay yung stipulation. Mali pa rin yung 9,000. Bakit? Kung fulfilled na lahat ng stipulations, hindi na po 9,000 ang pwede mong singilin. Yung buong 18 na. Alright? So, remember lang guys, dito sa problem na yan. So, false po yung statement 3. So, false, false, false. Bakit ito ang naka-highlight? Dapat false yun. So, remember lang guys na dito is, ang important is Article 1222. Okay? Meaning, yung mga solidary debtors, meron pa rin silang defenses. Alright? Kaninong defenses? Yung kanila mismo, and even yung sa mga co-debtors nila, pwede nilang erase. Okay? Kasi mix ng solidarity. Anong ibig natin sabihin? Take a look. Kahit na solidary sila, iba-iba pa rin yung pagiging bound nila dito. Si A, payable on demand. Si B, with a period. Si C, with a condition. So, pwedeng erase yung mga defenses na yan. Alright? Kung sino man yung sisimplin. Right? And once, of course, once ma-fulfill yung mga stipulation, nadadagdagan lang. O, nadadagdagan yung pwedeng singilin. Bakit? Kasi, nababawasan naman ng defenses na pwedeng singilin. Alright? So, yan po yung number 2. Okay? So, all are false, ha? All are false. Number 9. X has the obligation to give 5 million, which is secured by a specific horse. Okay? Which is secured by a specific horse worth 5 million also. Okay? Para wala ng problem sa security. Right? Now, due siya to A on July 31 of the current. July 31 daw due. On the other hand, A is indebted to X. Okay? For 5 million also. Due on or before August 31 of the current year. Okay? So, ano ang important yan? Okay? Of course, yung amount, security, okay, due date. Alright? Due date. Yung isa naman, yun yung kay X. Kay A naman, alright, amount, tapos, ayan. So, please take a look at the two situations, yung two debtors natin. So, mutual debtors and creditors sila, di ba? May utang si X kay A, si A may utang rin kay X. Correct? Pero tingnan mo, itong una. Okay, yung utang ni X, due on July 31. Ano ibig sabihin? Bago dumating yung July 31, hindi pwedeng pagbayarin si X at hindi rin pwedeng magbayad si X. Okay? Hindi pwedeng pilitin siya magbayad, hindi rin niya pwedeng pilitin si A na tanggapin ka niya. Bakit? Kasi yung benefit of the period is for both parties. So yung period na yan ay para sa kanilang dalawa. Hindi nila pwedeng i-advance. Yung pwedeng singilin before the period, hindi ka rin pwedeng magbayad before the period. Alright? Next, itong pangalawang utang, yung utang ni A, tingnan nyo, on or before. Ano ibig sabihin niya? Yan po, for the benefit, yung period naman, dyan, ay for the benefit of A, for the benefit of the debtor. Bakit? Kasi, siya ang may choice kung gusto niyang i-avail yung buo or paikliin. Kasi, pwede siyang magbayad kahit kailan niya gusto. Diba? On or before August 21. So, kung piliin niya magbayad ng July, pwede. Kung piliin niya magbayad ng August 1, pwede. As long as hindi aabot ng August 31. Alright? So, yun yung unang kailangan mong bantayan dyan. Yung kanino ba yung benefit of the market. Okay? Now, statement 1. If the horse suddenly dies on July 30, okay, anong mangyayari pag namatay yung kabayo? Wala nang security. Anong effect pag nawala yung security? Di ba mawawalan ka ng benefit of the period? So, ibig sabihin, magiging due and demandable yung utang kagad. Alright? Magiging ganyan. So, due na. Yung utang ng July 30, due na yung utang ni X. Okay? Pwedeng hindi na paabutin ng July 30. Next, A can decide that the party shall no longer receive anything from its asset due to extinguishment. Now, A can decide. Bakit? Hindi pala bakit. Pwede ba niyang gawin yan? Yes. Alright? Kapag pinili ni A, nasabihin niya na yung utang niya ay due na rin. Kasi di ba, siya yung may benefit, di ba? Okay? Dalawang period yung kay X at yung kay A. Yung kay X nawala na. Kasi nawala yung kabayo. Okay? Wala na period siya. Si A, may period pa rin, pero remember, for his benefit yan. So, ibig sabihin, pwede niyang piliin na maging due na yung utang niya kagad. Eh, anong effect nun? Due na yung utang ni X, tapos due na rin yung utang ni A. Yan po ay compensation. Okay? Eh, compensation is one of the modes of extinguishing of it. So, true po yan. Okay, true yan. Okay? Bakit ulit? Nawala na ng period si X. Tapos si A, for his benefit yung period, meaning, pwede niyang i-waive yun. Kapag winave niya yung period, ano nangyayari? Due na rin yung utang. So what will happen? Due yung utang ni X, due na rin yung utang ni A, mutual debtors and creditors of each other, may compensation naman. Okay? So true statement. Statement 2. On July 31, A can choose not to pay and claim the obligation is already extinguished. Okay? So, kunyari, hindi naman namatay yung kabayo, due na po ang utang ni X on July 31. Okay? Now, as mentioned kanina, si A, siya po ang may benefit of the period dito. Okay? Yung utang ni A, siya ang may benefit of the period. Meaning, pwede niyang i-waive yun at sabihin, due na rin yung utang. So, on July 31, due na ang utang ni X, and A can choose not to pay. Bakit? Kasi, pwede niyang i-waive yung period at magkaka-compensation ka. Kasi, due na ang utang ni X, pwedeng sabihin ni A na due na rin ang utang niya, ayun, compensation na tayo. Okay? Extinguish. Alright. So, statement 2 also. Statement 3. If on July 31, X offers the horse as payment instead of cash and A accepts. So, ano nangyari dyan? Nagkaroon ng novation. Diba? Nagkaroon ng novation. Now, so instead na pera, magiging kabayo. Pero, again, okay, anong ginagawa ni A? Sa kanyang benefit of the period. Anong gusto niyang gawin? Compensation na lang daw. Okay, kasi due na yung utang ni X, okay, kasi July 31 na. Tapos, pwede niyo namang piliin maging due na rin yung utang niya. Right? However, guys, ito pong statement 3 ay false. Okay, bakit? Remember, para magkaroon ng compensation, dapat, yung mga utang ay of the same kind. Okay? So, payment in money yan, parehong in payment of money. Kung yan ay to give something, dapat parehong to give. Okay? Dapat parehong to give. Okay? Or at least parehong parehong consumable. Alright? Eh dito, yung isa kabayo, yung isa pera. So not the same kind yan. Hindi ka pwedeng mag-compensation yan. Alright? Hindi ka pwedeng mag-compensation. Alright? So statement 3 po ay false. Alright? So statement 1 is true, statement 2 true din, but statement 3 is false. Dahil hindi sila of the same kind. So ano mangyayari? Only 2 statements are. Okay? Letters. Number 10. Okay, number 10. B owes 2,200 to C, which is payable in 11 monthly installments, beginning at the end of the current month. Okay? 2,200. So ito, tender of payment lang ito. Okay? Legal tender pala, legal tender. So, remember mo lang, okay, remember lang, dito, meron 'di ba, merong mga limit yung ating legal tender. Okay? So, ang ano dito guys is yung current limit niya is found in circular number, BSP circular number 1162, series of 2022. Okay? So, relatively bago. Again, this is BSP circular 1162, series of 2022. Ang nakalagay doon, okay, kaya nag-issue noon is because nagkaroon tayo ng 20 peso coin. Okay? Kaya nagkaroon noon dahil lang doon sa 20 peso coin. Alright? Now, take note. Okay? Paki-note po. Yung mga barya na 1 centavo, okay, 1 centavo hanggang 25 centavos, yan ay legal tender up to 200 pesos only. 1 centavo to 25 centavos, yan ay legal tender up to 200 pesos only. Alright? Tapos, yung piso, okay, 1 peso hanggang 20 pesos na barya, that is legal tender only up to 2,000 pesos. Yung piso hanggang 20 pesos, yan ay legal tender hanggang 2,000 pesos. Alright? So, tingnan natin. Statement 1. Statement 1. B can use coins in denominations of 0.01 up to 0.25 only if C agrees to accept payment in such manner. Okay? Yan po ay false. Okay, yan po ay false. Bakit? Baka isipin mo, sir, 2,200. Remember guys, yan ay in 11 monthly installments. Okay, so 2,200 divided by 11 is actually 200. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yung babayaran niya, 200 pesos lang per installment. Eh, di ba remember, itong 0.01 hanggang 0.25, legal tender siya up to what amount? 200. So, ibig sabihin, hindi kailangan ng consent ni C para tanggapin yan. And in fact, pag nagbayad siya niyan, tapos tumanggi si C or hindi in-accept ni C, ay mura accept PNB yun. Okay? Kasi wala siyang legal justification para hindi tanggapin. Legal tender yun. Okay? So again ha, 2,200 yung total, yes. Pero every payment is just 200 pesos. So, ibig sabihin, legal tender po itong mga amounts na to. Up to 200. Pwede. Okay? Now, statement 2. So, false yan ha. Okay, false to statement 1. Statement 2. B can use coins in denominations of 1 to 20 pesos only if C does not object. So, essentially, kailangan rin daw mag-consent. False na naman. Bakit? Yung 1 peso to 20 peso coins, hanggang 2,000 pwede niyang bayaran, di ba? Eh, yung installment natin, 200 lang. So, pwede. Alright, pwede. Right, so false din yan. Kasi hindi kailangan ng consent ni C. Okay? Lastly, statement 3. Can use BSP banknotes. Yung BSP banknotes, guys, yan yung bills. Okay, yan yung bills. Banknote po ang tawag doon. Okay? BSP banknotes. And in fact, Bangko Sentral lang ang pwedeng mag-issue ng banknote. Sila lang. Okay? So, to pay with or without C's consent. O pwede. Yung bills, guys, yung mga bills, wala pong limit ng legal tender. Kahit magkano ang babayaran mo, pwede kang gumamit ng bill or ng banknote. Okay? So, statement 3, yan ay true. Okay? Statement 1 is false. Statement 2 is false. Statement 3 is true. So, the answer for number 10 is, of course, letter. Okay. Next, number 11. Consent is manifested by the meeting of the offer, which is certain, and the acceptance, which must be absolute. Alam natin yan, di ba? Upon the thing and the cause, which are to constitute the contract. Alright? So, alam natin yan. Si COC lang, pinag-uusapan natin. So, in relation thereto, consider the following. Okay? If, at the time, okay, is by one of the parties was insane, the resulting contract is void. Okay? Yan po ay false. Okay? Kasi di ba, when one of the parties is, dito, incapable of giving consent, ano nangyayari? Voidable lang. Okay? Voidable lang contract mo. Alright? Voidable lang po. So, false yan. Statement 2. Before acceptance is conveyed, either of the parties becomes insane. Okay? So, what happened? May offer. Okay, may offer. Tapos, what happened? may isang nabaliw. Dito po, yan po ay mali. Ayan po ay magiging void. Okay, void. Hindi po yan voidable. Alright? Bakit? Kasi di ba, ano bang article yun? 1320 something. Okay? 1323, I think. An offer becomes ineffective upon the death, civil interdiction, or insanity of either party before acceptance is conveyed. Okay? So ano ibig sabihin? Kapag may naging baliw prior to acceptance, extinguished na yung offer. So ibig sabihin, wala ka nang ina-accept. Void po yan. Diba? Kasi kulang ka ng element. Okay? Walang consent. Alright? So void yon. Right? So statement 2 is false. Kasi void dapat. Okay? Statement 3, after. Okay? After acceptance is conveyed. So ibig sabihin, may contract na. Either party becomes insane, the resulting contract is unenforceable. Mali yan. Bakit? Remember, di ba? Yung status ng contract natin is determined kailan? At the point of perfection. Because wala na, anything that happens after does not affect the status of the contract anymore. Maliban na lang kung ratification yan. Alright? So, dito nakalagay unenforceable. No false din. Alright? So again, statement 1, voidable. Dapat, voidable. Statement 2, void. Void dapat yan. Statement 3, no effect dapat. So, lahat po ng statements natin ay false. So, the answer for number 11 is of course letter. 3 of the following contracts are void. Okay? The following contracts are void dapat. Bakit 3? Okay? The following contracts are void dapat. Okay? Statement 1. A contract of pledge, okay, a contract of pledge, where the pledge thing remained with the pledgor. Ay, void yan. Okay, bakit? Kasi remember, a contract of pledge is a real contract. Kailangan ng delivery. Okay, kapag walang delivery, kulang ka ng elements. Di void yun. Alright, so true yan. So, true. Statement 2. Sale of large cattle that does not follow the prescribed form. Yan. False, ano yan? Void yan. Kasi that's one of the special contracts, di ba? Naka-mention mismo dun sa provisions natin on sale, yung 1580 something. The form of the sale of large cattle shall be governed by special law. Pero kapag hindi mo sinunod yung form, void po yung sale natin. Pag large cattle lang pinag-iiba. Alright? Now, statement, so ano yan ha? True din. So, statement 3. An undertaking to donate one's kidneys to science in the event of death. Ay, false po ito. Valid yan. Okay? Donation of your body parts to science is valid. Okay? In the event of death. In the event of death. Okay? Now, kung gusto mo ng patunay, yung mga ilan sa inyo na mayroong driver's license. Okay? Tingnan niyo po yung nasa likod. Hanapin niyo doon. Meron doon na yung tungkol sa donation ng organs. Okay? Meron yun. Okay? Kinikilala ng batas. Okay? Basta upon death, you can opt to donate the kidney. Okay? You can actually, pwede mo nga sabihin yun in advance. Di ba? Siyempre, paano mo naman sasabihin? Pagpakay ka na. Diba? Ang point lang is, donation of kidneys is valid. Okay? Or body parts. Or organs. Valid yan. Okay? Especially ito, donation to science. Okay? So, alin dyan ang void? Yung statement 1 at statement 2 lang. Okay? Letter C ang sagot natin for number 2. Number 13. S, a minor, orally sold his iPad Pro for 50K to B, a demented person during a lucid interval. The down payment of 12,500 was paid at the point of payment. In this situation, the contract is valid. Okay? True. Okay, true yan. True yan. Okay, bakit? Kasi during a lucid interval. Okay, baka mamaya meron kasi minor, tapos demented. Pero remember, lucid yung interval. Eh, pagka lucid interval, those contracts are voidable. Okay? Those contracts are voidable. Valid. Okay, valid yan. Okay, so dito, at most siguro, voidable siya. Pero remember, ang voidable contract, valid pa rin naman, di ba? Valid pa rin yun. Valid until now. Diba? So, statement 1 is true. Statement 2. Only one of the parties may file a case to nullify. Eh, syempre, kasi voidable, sino lang pwede? Yun man. Alright? Tapos, statement 3. Either party may sue the other to compel performance. Yes, pwede. Okay? Pwede. Bakit? Kasi diba remember, syempre, as to the insane person, yung demented, lucid naman siya. Ano yan? Valid. Valid and enforceable. As to them. Pero pag yung sa minor, voidable sa kanya. Diba? So, kung pipiliin ni minor, pwede niyang idemanda si B para dun sa remainder. Tapos kung pipiliin rin ni B, pwede niyang idemanda si minor. Kung kunyari, hindi pa na-deliver yung iPad, pwede niyang idemanda yan. Remember, yung contract na ganito ay valid until unpaid. Okay? So, valid siya. Okay? May option lang yung minor na ipa-nullify. as in statement 2. Pero kung hindi niya gagawin yun, they can sue each other to perform the obligation. Kasi remember, down payment pa lang meron. Wala namang sinabing na deliver na yung item. So they can. Dahil ang voidable contract to ay valid. Ay valid yun. Ay valid yun. It is valid until okay? So, number 13, alright. 14. Okay? Three of the following dapat three. Dapat yan ay dapat da. Okay? So, the following may be objects of contract. So, ano raw yung pwedeng object? Okay? So, things which are not within the commerce of law. So, siyempre, false yan. Diba? Kailangan within the commerce. All rights which are not transmissible. False din yan. Okay? Kasi kailangan transmissible para maging object ng contract. Kasi paano mo ibibigay sa kanya kung hindi naman natin-transmit? Diba? And number 3, all services which are contrary to law, morals, custom, public order, etc. So, syempre, false din yan. Okay? So, ano naman to? Basic lang. All are false. Binaliktad ko lang yung mga requirements. Okay? So, all are false too. Number 14, all are false. Alright. Number 15. Okay, Republic Act 386. Ano yan? Yan po yung civil code, ha? Okay, yan po yung civil code. Okay, Republic Act 386 recognizes both nominate and nominate contract. Ano nga ulit yung nominate? Yung nominate may pangalan. Tapos yung in-nominate, okay, nominate guys may pangalan. In-nominate, ano yan? Yung mawala. Okay? Now, statement 2. So, true ito ha, true. True yung statement 1, siyempre. Do what this, I give that you may give, is a nominate contract. Okay? True po yan. Okay, true yan. Bakit? If you take a look at, di ba, I give that you may give. Ano yan? Yan po ay barter. Okay? Di ba? Barter. Yan ay barter. May bibigay sa'yo, in exchange for what? May bibigay ka rin. So, barter yan. Okay? Now, if you want to check, tingnan mo yung Article 1638 of the Civil Code. Okay? 1638. So, by definition, okay, the barter. One of the parties binds himself to give one thing in consideration of the other's promise to give another. Okay? So, barter po ito. Barter itong do it this time. So, nominate siya. May pangalan siya. Alright? So, again ha, yan ay 1638. Okay? Saan mo pa nakita yung barter? Di ba meron yan sa sales? Yung kapag partially in money, tapos partially a thing? Yun. Okay, barter po. And of course, statement 3, pachias. I do that you may do. Yan, in-nominate. So, statements 1, 2, and 3, all are. Ingat ka lang dito ha. I give that you may give. Nominate po yan. Barter. Okay? So, number 15, all are. 16. Okay, 16. Three of the following contracts are defective. Okay? Statement 1. A court-approved sale by a guardian of a minor of property worth 100,000 for a selling price of 60,000. Okay? Yan po ba ay? Okay? Yan ba ay defective? Hindi po. Okay? False yan. Bakit? Remember, akala ang trap natin dyan is ito. Alam mo, ito ang tinignan nyo. Okay? Ay, more than ano na yan ah. Okay? More than 25%. Diba? Pero remember guys, meron pong ano yan ha, meron pong sa civil code natin, diba, may rescissionable contract na listahan. If you take a look at Article 1386, okay, 1386, if you take a look at 1386, ang nakalagay, rescission, yung ganito, with regard to numbers 1 and 2 of 1381, okay, nandun yan, shall not take place with respect to contracts approved by the court. Remember, yan po yung pang-save dyan. Kahit na gaano pa kababa yung selling price, as long as approved yan ng korte, hindi po yan rescissionable. Okay, hindi siya defective. Ganun. Alright? So, yun po ang pang-ano ha, ingat. Court approved. Kahit na ganito, yung may yung lesyon na tinatawag natin, di ba? Lesyon. Kahit na may lesyon pa yan, di ba? Kahit na binentayan ng ano lang, although imposible naman mangyari yun, pero kunyari binentayan ng ano lang, 100 pesos, kunyari lang, pero court approved, eh wala, hindi defective yun. Alright? Kasi court approved siya. Anong basis natin? Article 1386. Alright? So, statement 1 is false. Statement 2. Mature-looking minor, 25 years old. Pretended. Okay? Pretended to be 25 years old. Now, ito guys, active misrepresentation ito. Okay? Active. Di ba normally, pag minor yung isa, okay, normally, di ba, voidable yan pag ganyan, correct? However, if yung minor mismo ang nanloko, yan, di ba? Pretended. Okay? Ang tawag dyan, active misrepresentation. So, kapag may active misrepresentation tayo, what happens? Pag may active misrepresentation, guys, nane-negate or nakaka-cancel out yung minority. Okay? Naka-cancel out yung minority. Kasi, nanloko ka. Okay? Nanloko yung minor. Ibig sabihin, alam na niya ginagawa niya. Okay? So, kapag ganyan ang situation, naka-cancel out yung minority, hindi na po ito defective. Valid na yan. And, well, enforceable na yan. Wala nang defect yan. Right? So, statement 2 is false. Bakit? Meron pong active misrepresentation. Okay? Statement 3, sale of a minor. Yan naman. Okay? Sale of a minor. Selling price. Wala na. Void na yan, guys. Okay? Defective na talaga to. Bakit? Ano bang binenta mo? Tao. Okay? Hindi pwede yan, guys. Kahit ano pa yan. Alright? Kahit na may promise of a better life, sa telenovela lang nangyayari. Alright? So, pag binenta mo ay tao, ayan po ay void. At criminal offense pa yan. Alright? So, statement 3, ito po yung defective. Okay? Statement 3 is defective. Okay? So, therefore, statements 1 and 2 are false. Statement 3, yan po ang true. Okay? Number 16, letter D ang sagot. Number 17. Okay? The following contracts are valid. Valid daw. Statement 1, sale of a son's prospective share in the net worth of his dying father. Ay, siyempre, hindi pwede yun. Diba? Boy, dying pa lang yung father niya, boy pa yun. So, yan ay future inheritance. Okay? Dying pa lang. Dying pa lang yung father. So, wala na. Hindi pwede. Okay? That is not valid. Right? Next, sale of a car that is still to be manufactured by the seller. Pwede yan. Future goods, di ba? I-manufacture pa lang. Okay, pwede naman talaga yan. Right? So, valid yan. Statement 3, sale of a kidney, the proceeds of which are earmarked for a new iPhone. Okay? So, sa bagay, magkano bang kidney ngayon? Ewan ko magkano, pero guys, huwag niyong gagawin yan, ha? Okay? Now, huwag mong sasabihin na ang kidney mo ay dalawa naman. Okay? Huwag ganun. Huwag ganun. Now, this one is void. Okay? Void rin to. Now, remember kanina guys, a few questions ago, di ba meron tayong donation of a kidney? Sabi natin valid. Guys, donation yon. Okay? Tsaka, ano yun, di ba? For science. Ganyan. Ito guys, bakit sa void? Sale of a kidney na po ito. Hindi po pwede yan. Okay? According to our law, pag nagbenta ka ng kidney, ay ang kidney or internal organs, yun po ay beyond the commerce of man. Hindi mo po property yun. Okay? So, hindi mo na pwedeng ibenta. And in fact, kapag nagkaroon ng sale dyan, pwedeng maging criminally liable yung bumili. Okay? Baka nga pati ikaw. Okay? Pwede. So, hindi po ito valid, ha? Remember, pag donation, and especially to science, valid yun. Pero pag sale na, void. Alright? So, which of the following contracts are valid? Sorry, statement 1, this is not valid. Statement 2, valid yan. Tapos yung statement 3, not valid. So statements 1 and 3, they are false. Okay, so number 17, letter D. Okay? So number 18. Let's go to number 18. Okay? So number 18. The following contracts are valid. Sale of a car, okay, without the latter's consent. A sale of the car on behalf of another without the latter's consent. So yan po ay unauthorized contract. Okay, unauthorized contract. That is found in Article 1317 of the Civil Code. Remember ha, ang susi dyan, on behalf of another without consent. Okay? Hindi mo binenta ng iyo. Okay, yan ay binenta mo yung kotse ng iba on their behalf. Okay, on their behalf. So yan ay unauthorized. Eh ano ba ang unauthorized contract? Di ba unenforceable? Okay, unenforceable, di ba? Eh ang contract na unenforceable subject to confirmation or ratification. Meaning, valid yun. Okay, valid yan. Oo, unenforceable siya, yes. Pero valid siya. So statement 1 is true. Alright? Next, statement 2. Okay, sale of a car that is still to be bought by the seller from a third person. Alright, valid rin yan. Bakit? Kasi di ba, for purposes of perfection, okay, ng contract of sale natin, hindi po required na ito ang may-ari. Okay? For purposes of perfection of a contract of sale, ownership is not required. Okay? So, valid yan. Okay? Pwede ka magka-problema kapag performance na, kasi kunyari, hindi mo nabili, paano mo i-deliver, di ba? Pero, nonetheless, valid yung contract mo at the point of perfection. Bakit? Kasi ownership is not required at the point of perfection. Okay? Statement 3, a contract of sale of a car where the true intention of the parties is to transfer gratuitously. Okay? Valid contract din po ito. Okay? Although yung sale ay hindi, pero valid contract yan. Bakit? Ano ba ito? Sale kunyari, pero ang totoo, donation. So anong concept sa Oblicon? Yan po ay relative simulation. Okay? Relative simulation. Okay? That is a relatively simulated contract. Okay? Yan po ay, iba yung sinasabi mo, okay? You intend to be bound. Yes, may contract talaga kayo. But, iba yung sinasabi niyo versus yung totoong intention. And in this case, ang sinasabi niyo bentahan, pero sa totoo lang, bigayan na. So, valid po yung contract po as a donation. Okay? Yung sale, wala. Hindi naman talaga pinapansin yan. Pero yung donation, valid. So, therefore, statements 1, 2, and 3 are all. Okay? So, ulitin lang natin ha. Statement 1, unauthorized contract. Valid yan. Unenforceable. Okay? Statement 2, sale of a car to be bought. Okay lang. Kasi ownership is not required at the point of perfection. Statement 3, sale of a car, pero ang true intention is to transfer gratuitously. Kunyaring sale, donation talaga, relative. Valid. Alright? So, number 18, all are true. Okay, number 19. In the rules of interpretation of contracts, okay, interpretation. Statement 1, if the words are clear and leave no doubt on the intention of the parties, interpretation of contract may be proper. False yan. Okay, true. Ano nga eh, clear na nga and no doubt. Remember, you only interpret when there is doubt or there is ambiguity. Okay, hindi ka pwede mag-interpret kapag walang doubt or ambiguity. Okay? So, excuse me, false yan ha, false. Statement 2, in case of gratuitous contracts, doubts must be resolved in favor of the greatest reciprocity. Mali yun. Okay, dapat least transmission. Kasi gratuitous yan. Okay, least transmission dapat. And statement 3, in onerous contract, least transmission of right and interest shall prevail. Mali din yun. Okay, pinagbaliktad natin. Dapat, pag onerous, yan po yung, tawag dito, yan po yung greatest reciprocity. Kasi onerous, meron ng consideration. Ay, meron ng valuable consideration. So, dapat reciprocity. Alright, so statement 1 is false, statement 2 is also false, statement 3 is false as well. So, number 19, the answer is letter B. All are okay. So, number 20, consider the following. Statement 1, ito. Mutual error as to the legal effect of an agreement. Putol. Yan. Okay? Mutual error as to the legal effect of an agreement when the purpose of the parties is frustrated may result in reformation of the agreement. Alright? Mali po yan. False yan. Bakit? Mutual error as to legal effect, that vitiates consent. Okay? Pag mutual error sa legal effect, mutual error sa legal effect, that will vitiate consent. And what does that mean pag vitiated ang consent? Voidable. Okay? Hindi ka magre-reform. Okay? Magpapa-annulment ka dyan. Alright? Now, next. So, false ha? False yan. Statement 2. Okay? Statement 2. Mutual mistake of the parties when the instrument does not express the true agreement will make the contract void. Ay, mali. Okay? Mutual mistake, okay, failure of the instrument to disclose their real agreement. Yan yung reformation. So, pansinin niyo po yung difference ha. Dito, mutual error, legal effect. Voidable yan. Kasi vitiation of consent. Ito naman, mutual mistake. Pero, ang mistake mo, ito lang. The instrument does not express the true agreement. Ano yung may problema? Yung instrument. Alright? Nagkamali kayo, tapos yung instrument po ang mali. Hindi yung contract ang mali ha, yung instrument. So kapag ganyan, reformation. Okay, diba? Reformation of ano nga yan? Instrument. So dyan. So pansinin nyo po yung difference ha. Okay, mutual error as to legal effect, mutual mistake as to yung instrument. Okay, so magkaiba. Statement 2, false din. Statement 3, Statement 3, mutual confusion as to the terms of the offer and acceptance will have no effect on the contract. False din yan. Bakit? Kung may mutual confusion sa offer and acceptance, hindi nag-meet, walang meeting of the minds. Okay? So void yun. Alright, void yun. Walang meeting of the minds eh. Kasi, saan nagka-confusion? Terms of the offer and the acceptance. So, ibig sabihin, yung offer cannot have been complete. Tapos yung acceptance cannot have been absolute. Kasi nga, may confusion sila sa term. So, yan po ay void because there was no meeting of the minds. So, number 20, all the statements are false. Alright, so please ha, paki-note po, mutual error, legal effect. Mutual mistake, instrument does not express. Mutual confusion sa terms ng offer, okay, iba-iba po ang mga mangyayari. Alright? Tuloy tayo. Number 21. Okay? Export a residential house from ABC Realty. So, a total contract price of 6 million, down payment of 600. The remainder is to be paid in equal installments of 50. Okay? So, alam dyan, pag ganyan, di ba? Ano yan? So, dito, maseda na yan. Okay? Now, statement 1. If X had paid 1.2 million, okay, not grace period not less than 60 days. True. True. Right? Total of 1.2 million. Yung typical na computation nito, alisin mo yung down, di ba? Alisin mo yung down and then you divide the remainder by the number of payments para makita mo kung ilang years worth of installments ka na. Right? Sige. Now, next mo. Okay, next mo naman. Statement 2. Total of 3.6, title 2, a refund yan. A refund of 1.2. Okay, true din yan. Okay, tapos kapag ka, 4, 5, 8, 4, 9, tama. Ano rin to? True din ito. Okay, true din. Ang point lang nito guys is, aalisin mo yung down payment. Okay, para i-compute mo ilang installments ka. Pero, kapag refund na pinag-usapan, so na-determine mo na may refund ka, ibabalik mo ngayon yung down payment. Okay? Kasama yung down payment dun sa pagbilang ng refund. Alright? Pero hindi siya kasama dun sa pagbilang ng installments. Pero kasama siya sa pagbilang ng refund. Yun lang naman yung. Alright? So number 21 is pretty easy. So all are paid. Okay? So may side note lang ako guys sa number 21 bago natin. Kasi kaya natin ginagawa yung ganitong computation. Kasi dyan tayo nasanay, di ba? However, kinorek na po yan ng Supreme Court. Okay? Kinorek na yan. Sa ibang time na lang natin i-discuss yan. Ha? So for now, anuhin nyo muna kung ano yung alam nyo, yun lang ang gawin. Yun ang gamitin. Okay? Kasi parang hindi pa naman yata nila pinapalitan dun sa board exam. Okay? Pero note lang, para lang alam mo din, na yan ay kinorek na kung paano. Okay? So number 21, once again, all are paid. Right? Okay. Oh, bonus round. Okay? Masyadalo. Is of course, ito, 655. Okay? Yan. Para lang hindi naman sayang yung pag-memorize mo ng mga number. Yeah? Next is 23. If the price in the contract of sale is certain, di ba dapat certain yung price, di ba? Statement 1. Statement 1. The price fixed at the closing price of Meralco shares at the last day of the day. Pwede yan. Kasi may basis. Okay, market, di ba? Market. Okay, pwede yan. Certain pa din. Okay? Basta meron siyang basis kung paano siya makukompute without the need of another contract. Kasi lagi namang may quotation yan, price na yan. Diba? Lagi naman. Statement 2. The price is pegged to the value of 1 ounce of gold. Troy ounce. Pwede rin. Kasi may market din yan. May fair value yan, di ba? So, certain pa rin siya. As long as may basis siya, guys, no problem. Okay? Na hindi mo kailangan gumawa ng bagong contract. Certain pa rin. Alright? Statement 3. If the price is yan natin. If the price is fixed by the seller. Ay, ito, false na to. Bakit? Kasi remember, di ba? Fixing of the price can never be left to the discretion of one of the parties. So, okay? So, kung yan lang ang statement, false yan. Hindi po. Kasi dapat mutually agreed pa. Di ba? Alright. So, statement 1 and 2, statements 1 and 2, true. Statement 3, false. Okay, false. So, the answer is, that is number 24. Okay, ito, daming sinabi. Okay, Habzi, an American citizen based in the USA, went to the Philippines for a vacation. While in Boracay, she went on a drinking spree and eventually met Jay, a bartender. Hindi po ako yan. Okay? While under a state of drunkenness, Hamzi orally agreed to buy and paid by a check the land of Jay in Boracay for 5 million when its fair market value was only 500,000. Right? Upon receipt of the check, Jay immediately handed over the transfer certificate of title to him. Okay, so may constructive delivery. What is the status of the contract? That is void, mga kaibigan. Bakit? American citizen. Hindi po pwedeng mag-own ng land ang foreigners sa Philippines. Kahit private land type. They can lease, pwede na upahan, pero they cannot own. Eh di ba, ang sales, of course, one of the obligations in sales is to transfer ownership. Eh hindi nga pwede. So, void yung contract. Okay? So, yeah, number 24, letter D ang sagot. Okay? Alright. Itong number 25, okay, number 25, bonus po ito. Okay? So, tama, dapat i-count na tama. Okay? Dapat i-count na. Alright? So, dapat letter D. Okay? So, anyway, bonus ito ha, bonus. So, anyway, the law on sales provides that an implied warranty against eviction is important. Tama naman yun. Parties, however, may provide for an exemption for the seller by a stipulation. Okay? So, pwede sila mag-agree. Yung to limit the effect or to take away the effect of the warranty. Fair lang. So, statement 1. If the seller acted in bad faith, the stipulation is rendered voidable due to fraud. Right? False po yun. Okay? Void yan. Okay? If you act in bad faith, the stipulation is not voidable. Okay? It is void. Hindi lang po voidable. Alright? Okay? If you acted in bad faith, regarding dito regarding po dito, warranty against eviction, bad faith yung stipulation, yung seller, void yan, hindi lang void. Right? Statement 2. If the seller is in good faith, and the vendee assumed the consequence, the stipulation remains enforceable. Right? True yan. True yan. Hindi ka liable. Kasi, good faith ko naman, tapos, inassume naman ni buyer lahat. No problem. Okay na. Okay? Valid yung stipulation. Okay? Statement 3. If the seller was in good faith, but the vendee was unaware of the consequences, the stipulation becomes unenforceable because all the terms need to be met. Right? So, need to be in right. Ay, hindi. Ano pa rin, same lang siya sa number 2, pero liable ka for the value of the 2. Okay? Kumbaga, walang ibang damages. Yung value lang of the 2. Alright? Essentially, valid pa rin siya. Meron ka lang additional. Okay? So, statement 3 is false. Okay? So, dapat ang sagot dyan, letter D. Right? So, statement 1 and statement 3, they are false. Okay? So, dapat letter D ang sagot. Okay? Ginawa ko na lang bonus kasi I think ang nalagay ko sa answer key ito. Okay? 1, 2, 3. So, once again, statement 1 is false. Bakit? Kasi dapat void. Okay? Statement 2 is true. Tama yan. Tapos statement 3 is false. Bakit? Kasi hindi siya unenforceable. Okay? Mali yun. Ano pa rin siya? Same effect siya ng number 2. It's just that meron kang liability doon sa price of the fee. Okay? Kailangan may balik. Basically reimbursed. Okay? Pero at the time of eviction. Okay? So, once again, number 25, essentially bonus na lang yan. Pero the answer is only 2 are false. Ha? Ano ang false? Statement 1 is false. Statement 3 is also. Okay? Number 26. Okay, number 26. The law on sales provides. Okay? Ito, mga sale of a team. Okay? If a sale of a team of 6 horses, pwede po yun. Okay? Hindi lang po dalawahan yun. Pwede po yung marami. Are bought and one of them has a redivitory defect. Action redivitoria can be availed of only for 2 of the horses that constitute a pair. False po yun. Okay? Pwedeng lahat. Okay? Pwedeng lahat. As long as yung members ng team, okay, kailangan a sale of a team. Meaning, kailangan mo silang 6. Kahit isa lang doon yung wala, yung entire team pwede mong i-subject sa action redivitoria. Essentially, a rescission. Okay? Okay? So, hindi lang po dalawa ha. Yung buong team pwede. Okay? Kasi mostly, ang akala natin yung team dalawa lang. Hindi po. Pwede po marami. Okay? So, false po statement 1. Statement 2. If the guide dog was bought as a companion for a visually impaired person, turned out to be blind, the sale is voidable due to fraud. Alright? Now, yung guide dog, guys, yan po yung, diba, pag may bulag, kailangan niya ng companion. Yung nag-guide yun. Kaya nga siya guide dog, diba? So, kung binili siya para doon, okay, kung binili siya para doon, ay ano yan, void yun. Okay, void yun. Kasi hindi yun yung for the purpose na binili mo siya. Okay? Okay? Hindi mo magagamit yung aso. Alright? Kasi bulag yun. Parang ano yan, the blind leading the blind. Dito, yun. Ha? So, hindi lang siya voidable. Void po yun. Okay, void yun. Under the law on sales. If you want to take a look, if I remember correctly, that's Article 1575. Okay, makikita mo doon. Okay, Article 1575 regarding something like this. Alright? So, ano yan ha? Void yan. Hindi lang voidable. Alright? So, statement 3. If a goat was bought and it died within 3 days due to a disease, the seller shall be liable for the proportionate reduction in price for the number of days it was alive in relation to the average lifespan of a goat. Okay? Huwag mo na mapansinin itong dulo, ha? Wala pong kwenta yan. Okay? Nilagay lang natin. Pero, ang mangyayari lang dyan, false to, kasi wala po nitong proportionate reduction. Okay? Liable lang. Okay? Ito lang po yung okay? Liability. Pag namatay siya within 3 days. Kahit po hindi redivitory. Basta namatay siya within 3 days, liable. Okay? That is according to Article 1572. Alright? Wala po yung proportionate reduction, ha? Kaya siya naging false. Wala yan. Okay? Invento ko lang yan. Okay? Pero liable talaga. Alright? So, statement 1 is false kasi pwedeng lahat. Statement 2, hindi po yan voidable. Void yan. And statement 3, false again dahil liable. Okay? Wala po yung mahabang description sa dulo. Wala. basta liable lang. Alright? So, number 26, all are false. 27. Okay, the following are characteristics of a contract of sale. A contract of sale, okay, yan. So, ito, may bonus na rin ito kasi dapat ito ang sale. Okay? Ginawa na lang bonus din. Okay, bonus na lang din para kailangan. So, a contract of sale can exist by itself and not dependent on any other contract. True yan. Yeah, true. Okay? It requires delivery of the object of the contract to its perfection. Okay? False yun. Okay, false yun. Okay? Bakit? Di ba remember, consensual ang contract of sale. Okay? Kaya po, kaya natin ginawa bonus. Diba? Okay? Consensual po ang contract of sale, so it does not require delivery. And lastly, rights are acquired through an exchange of valuable consideration. Okay. Kaya nga may price. Diba? Kaya nga may price. So, statement 1 is true, statement 3 is true, statement 2 is false. So, therefore, number 27, okay, ito po false, ito ang statement 2, false yan. So, therefore, number 27, the answer should be letter C. Okay, C po ang sagot. Okay? Pero, sinabi naman natin bonus. Number 28. Alright, so, on June 1, S sold to B 50 units of machines which were scheduled to arrive on Japan. The sale was evidenced by an invoice identifying each machine by a serial number. So, unique. Okay, unique yan, unique. Meaning, isa na generic. Okay, unique yan. Or ano tawag yan? Determinate. Each machine was priced at 100,000. Unknown to the parties, 30 units were damaged beyond repair by seawater on May 31. In relation thereto, statement 1. So guys, itong problem na ito ay based sa Article 1493. Okay, ng sales. Civil Code. Article 1493 ng Civil Code, please check that one. Okay, doon based itong problem. Now, ang sabi, okay, partially lost, di ba? Partially lost at the point of perfection. Okay, the vendee may choose between withdrawing from the contract and demanding the remaining part, paying its price in proportion to the total sum. So kapag ganito ang situation, yung vendee, meaning yung buyer, has the option. Okay, anong option ang pwede niyang gawin? Either mag-withdraw sa contract, okay, so rescission, or okay, kunin niya yung remainder, pero babayaran. Okay, kasi diba 50 dito, may natitirang 20 na lang. Okay, pwede niya ano, pero babayaran niya. Okay, again, this is Article 49. Alright, so statement 1. DNS retained their respective right to compel delivery of 50 and compel payment. Mali na yan. Kasi partially lost na eh. Okay, partially lost na, diba? So, wala na. False na yung statement. Statement 2. Ito yung sinasabi natin, may option. B may rescind the whole contract. Yes, pwede. According to Article 1493. And statement 3, okay, ito yung other option. S may be compelled to deliver the remaining 20 units subject to payment of the price. Yes. Okay, yan yung isang option. Okay? Remember, ang may option dito ay sino? Yung buyer, ha? Yung buyer po ang may option. Okay, yung buyer may option. So, statement 1 is false. Statements 2 and 3, they are true. So, number 28, the answer is letter C. Again, this is based on Article 1493 of the Civil Code. So, please, silipin mo yan, ha? Okay, number 29. Yeah. S&B entered into an agreement and executed a document entitled Contract of Sale, whereby S transferred to B a specific car for a specific price, while B gave to S a specific amount of cash in a diamond ring valued at a specific amount. In relation thereto, statement 1. Okay? The contract here is a sale regardless of the values of the item. True po yan. Okay, true yan. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yung statements 2 and 3, false yun. Bakit? Guys. So, the answer here is letter D, ha? Okay? Guys, the basis here is Article 1468 of the Civil Code. Ito kasi, ang madalas na nagkakamali yung mga exam cases. Akala nila, the moment merong partial cash, partial thing, barter agad yun. Tapos tinitingnan na kagad yung mga presyo. Hindi po ganun, ha? Remember, ang sabi po ng provision, ang sabi ng article natin is, if the consideration of the contract consists partly in money and partly in another thing, the transaction shall be characterized by the manifest intention of the buyer. So, yan po yung rule number 1. Tingnan mo muna anong intention. Okay? Now, if the intention does not clearly appear, it shall be considered a barter if the value of the thing exceeds the amount of money. Otherwise, it is a sale. Alright? Now, remember, i-apply mo lang yung rules na yun, yung statements 2 and 3, essentially. Okay? I-apply mo lang yan kung hindi manifest ang intent. Kung hindi clear ang intent. Eh dito, Tingnan mo. Ano bang pinangalan nila dun sa contract? Contract of sale. So yan po ang intention nila. Regardless. Okay, malinaw. Ang intention nila is gawing contract of sale. So ibig sabihin, regardless of the value, yan ay sale. Okay? So wala ka nang pakialam sa statements 2 and 3 kasi yung intention is market. Again, that is Article 1468 of the CPA. At tatandaan lang po natin, hindi po automatic. Okay? Na basta merong partly a thing at saka partly cash, hindi po automatic na sisilipin mo kung barter yan. Ang number one rule or ang rule number one is tingnan mo muna kung anong intention mo. Eh dito, nakikita natin ang intention. Bakit? Kasi yun na ang pinangalan nila sa contract. Sale siya. Alright? So, wala na tayong pakialam kung ano yung bakit. Kasi yung intention is clearly about. So, number 29, only two are full. Yung statements 2 and 3 is false. Number 30. Okay, number 30. In foreclosures of real estate mortgages. Okay, so REM. Statement 1. There is generally no right of redemption in a judicial foreclosure. True. Diba? Generally, wala talaga yan. Okay? Ano yung exception natin? Well, pagka meron lang sa batas at saka yung common example is sa general banking law, which is nandito sa statements 2 and 3. Right? So statement 2. In case of a judicial foreclosure, where the bank is the creditor, okay, bank is the creditor, and extrajudicial foreclosures, there is a 1-year redemption period for natural person. True po yan. Okay? So, ito yung sinasabi natin na exception. Okay, bakit? Kasi, sabi sa General Banking Act, pag ganito ang situation, pag yung bangko ang creditor, okay, pag bangko ay creditor, tapos, natural person ang debtor, meron kang 1-year redemption period. Okay? Remember how important yan. The creditor is a bank. Okay? Yung bangko ang nagpo-foreclose. So, ibig sabihin, whether it is judicial or extrajudicial, merong 1 year. Pag natural person. Natural person yung debtor. Okay? So, next. So, ano yan ha? True yan. So, statement 1 is true. Statement 2 is also true. Statement 3. In case of extrajudicial foreclosures, where the mortgagor is a juridical person, okay, the redemption period is at least 90 days. Alright? Ito guys, pag bangko yung creditor, okay, pag bangko yung creditor, tapos yung mortgagor is a juridical person, hindi po at least 90 days. Yan po yung maximum. Okay, actually, 90 days, dapat 3 months. Pero anyway, false pa rin naman. False yan. Bakit? Kasi kapag ganyan daw ang situation, bangko ay creditor, mortgagor is a juridical person, okay, yung may right of redemption ka hanggang ma-register yung yung sale, but not more than 3 months. So, mas maikli. Not more than 3 months. Okay? Not more than 3 months. Yung maximum. Kapag bangko ang creditor, tapos yung mortgagor is a juridical person, not more than 3 months. Okay? So, ingat ha. Generally, walang right of redemption sa judicial. However, kapag ka natural person, tapos bangko, may 1 year, regardless kung anong type. Kapag naman juridical person, okay, not more than 3 months. Okay, not more than. So, that is number 3. Only 2 are true. Okay? 21. Pledges are extinguished. Okay? Upon appropriation of the thing, there is a failure to sell. Of course, okay? Extinguished na yan. Okay? Pag bineta na, also actually extinguished na. Okay? Statement 2. Renunciation or abandonment, whether expressed or implied, mali ito. Okay? So, false yan. Bakit siya false? Kasi remember, kailangan, yung abandonment is in writing. Okay? In writing. So, express lang po yan. Okay? Hindi pwedeng implied. Okay? Express yan kasi it requires a certain writing. Okay? Kailangan. So, wala ha. Okay, wala. False yan. Kasi hindi pwedeng implied. So, statement 3, return of the thing, of course, extinguish no use. So, only 2 are true. Okay? Bakit nagkamali? Yung statement 2, bakit siya false? Kasi hindi pwedeng implied. In fact, kailangan in writing. Okay? Kailangan in writing. So, 31, only 2 are true. Okay? 32. In a notarial sale of pledges, okay? Statement 1, the sale will extinguish the pledge, the accessory contract, but not the principal obligation in case the proceeds are due. False yun. Okay? False yun. Bakit? Kasi di ba, sabi mismo sa batas, the sale of the thing pledge shall extinguish the principal obligation whether or not the proceeds are equal to the principal. Okay? So, wala na yan. Wala na. The moment mag-notarial sale, extinguish na yun. Pledge. Okay? Inaalaw ka lang na magkaroon ng second sale kung may failure. Pero still, extinguish na. Regardless kung ano ang proceeds. Kung sobra, di maganda. Pag kulang, sorry na lang. Okay? Statement 2. In case the proceeds of the sale are deficient, the creditor cannot recover the deficiency even if there is a stipulation. Okay, true yun. Okay, true. Okay? Tapos statement 3, in case the proceeds exceed, so may excess, the excess goes to the creditor even if there is a stipulation. Ano yan? False yan. Okay, false. Kasi pag may stipulation, syempre, may debtor na pupunta yun. Diba? So once again, statement 1 is false kasi dahil dito, but not the principal obligation, mali. Kasi ano yan, lahat, pati yung principal obligation, extinguish na lang. Okay? Regardless of what the proceeds are. Kasi ito, mali siya. Bakit? Kasi kapag may stipulation, of course, may debtor na yun. Or whoever the owner of the thing is. Right? So, number 32, letter B. 33. If in a pledge or mortgage, there are several things pledged or mortgage, so statement 1. Remember, ito naman guys, ang concept dito is several things, diba? So, dapat indivisibility. Right? Indivisibility of pledges and mortgages. Okay? Statement 1. The debtor who has paid part of the debt can ask for a proportionate extinguishment. Okay? So, hindi po. False yan. Hindi pwedeng proportionate kasi nga indivisible. Okay? So, statement 2. The debtor's heir who has paid part of the debt, so debtor's heir, so ibig sabihin, may namatay. Okay? Minana yung utang. Can ask for the proportionate extinguishment of the pledge or mortgage. Hindi rin. Kasi nga, indivisible siya. Okay? Kailangan bayaran mo muna yung buo bago ma-release yung pledge or mortgage. Okay? And statement 3, creditor's heir. Ito naman, si creditor lang namatay. Okay? Receive the share of the debt, can return the pledge or cancel the mortgage. Hindi rin. Kasi, again, indivisible. Okay? So, ang answer dyan is all or none. Remember, ang concept lang dyan is indivisibility. Alright? So, dapat, generally speaking, dapat mabayaran mo na yung buong utang bago ma-release yung mga nakasama. Okay? 34. Mortgages and pledges have common characteristics such as statement 1. Okay? The contract of pledge or mortgage may secure all kinds of obligations, be they natural or subject to completion, valid obligations embodied in voidable or unenforceable contracts, even those which are void. Eh, syempre, false yan. Bakit? Hindi pwedeng void. Okay? Kasi remember, accessory contract lang ito, di ba? Accessory. So, it just follows the principal. So, kung void yung principal, ay void rin ito. Okay? So, hindi pwede yun. Hindi pwedeng void. Hindi pwede. Next, statement 2. Okay? It is the essence of pledges and mortgages that when the principal obligation becomes due, the things in which the pledge or mortgage consists may be alienated. Okay? For payment. Alienated for payment. Right? True yun. Okay? Yun mismo ang reason kung bakit ka may pledge of mortgage. Diba? Pagka nag-default, instead na maningil ka, okay? Instead na magdemanda ka, you just foreclose on the security. So, tama yung statement 2. True yan. Statement 3. The creditor cannot appropriate things be given by way of pledge, mortgage, or disposal. Yeah. The parties, however, can stipulate. Hindi yun. So, hindi pwede. That is factum commercial. Okay? And in fact, nakalagay mismo sa Article 2088, any stipulation to the contrary is null and void. Okay? So, statement 1 is false. Okay? Tapos, statement 3 is also false. Dahil hindi ka pwede mag-stipulate. So, the answer to number 34 is only 2 are. Alright, 35. Chattel mortgages. So, statement 1. Require the existence of a principal contract because it cannot exist on its own. Accessory yan. Diba? Security contract. Alright, so statement 2. Require registration in an affidavit of good faith to be binding on paper. True. Okay, kailangan yan. Okay. And statement 3. Can only cover obligations existing at the time the execution and cannot extend to after incurred obligations. True din. Kasi yun yung laman ng affidavit of good faith. Okay, yun yung laman. Yung mismo. Okay? So, there you go. Yung number 35, all are true. Basic lang naman yan. Okay, mga requirements lang ng pledge. Ng chattel. So, all are true ka, number 35. 36, in pledges created by operation of law. So, ito yung legal pledge. Diba, dalawang klase yung pledge. Yung conventional, yun yung typical na pinag-uusapan natin. But, there's another type of pledge. Ito, yung legal pledge. Okay, yung operation of law. So, statement 1, a thing under a pledge by operation of law may be sold only after demand of the amount is retained and the public auction can take place within 1 month. Yes, as a provision is. Okay, true yan. Statement 2, if without just grounds, the creditor does not profit of its sale, The debtor may require the payment of 15 years. Pwede talaga. Pwede. Yan yung these are the things na different. Okay? And statement 3, after the payment of debt and expenses, the remainder of the price of the sale shall be delivered to the obligor. Debtor. Okay? And in case of deficiency, the rules of conventional pledges shall apply. Okay? False ito. Okay, false ito ha. False. Bakit? Okay? Dahil po dito. Ito. Okay? The rules on conventional pledges shall apply. Hindi po. Kapag legal pledge, di ba pagka yung conventional pledge, o yung alam natin pledge, yung contractual pledge, alam natin. Okay, pag yun ang nangyayari, what happens? Kapag may deficiency, wala na ba yan, di ba? Wala na. However, sa legal pledge, hindi ito ganun. You are allowed. Okay? In legal pledges, or pledges created by operator of law, you are allowed to sue for the deficiency. Right? So, statement 3 po is false. So, number 36, letter C ang sagot. Only 2 are. Okay, ano yung false? Statement 2. Alright, 37. In relation to a contract of real estate mortgage, okay? Number 1, statement 1. In addition to the requisites, 2085, it is indispensable in order that a pledge be validly constituted. Document in which it appears must be recorded in the registry of property, otherwise it is void. Ay false po yan. Okay? Hindi po void. Hindi lang siya, kapag hindi mo ni-register, valid yan sa parties. Hindi lang siya binding sa third persons. Pero, valid siya among the parties. Okay? Ito po ha, hindi po siya void. Okay? So, that is good. Statement 2. The persons in whose favor the law establishes a mortgage have no right to demand the execution or recording of the document in which the mortgage is recognized. Ito po yung nagpamali dyan. Have no right to demand. Meron sila. Okay? They have the right to control. Alright? Diba? Nandun yan sa mga 1356, 1357, 1358, yan, nandun yan. Okay? Kasi the law requires a certain form, we can require execution. Okay? Siyempre, para protection mo rin yan bilang mortgagee. Right? So again ha, false ito. Bakit? Kasi mayroon silang right to do. And statement 3, the contract of mortgage is essentially a formal contract. Mali yan. Bakit? Kasi, like what he said, kapag hindi siya ni-register, ano nangyayari? Valid pa rin. Yun nga lang, as to the parties. You cannot bind third party. Okay? So, statement 1, 2, and 3, false po lang. Okay? So, 37 is letter 38. Okay? B borrowed 1 million pesos. This is secured by the property of X. So, 1.5 million. Okay? 1.5 million. On due date, D was not able to pay the proper amount. Consider the following. Alright? So, may utang, hindi nabayaran. Okay? So, statement 1. If this were a chattel mortgage, the excess of the proceeds from the foreclosure will go to D. Okay? Excess of the proceeds. Okay. Excess of the proceeds will go to D. Okay? Yan po ay false. Okay? Bakit? Remember, sino ba may-ari ng property? Diba si X? Bakit pupunta kay D yung excess ng proceeds? Kasi X ang may-ari. Right? Remember, okay, yung excess ng proceeds na yan will go to the owner of the property. Okay? Wala pong karapatan si D dun sa pera. Okay? Kasi ang may-ari ng nakasangla is si X. So, statement 1 is false because the proceeds will not go to D, but it will instead be awarded to X. Alright? Yung excess po excess. Next, if this were a pledge, the excess of the proceeds from the notarial sale will not go to C. Okay? Would not go to C. Excess. Okay? This is false. Okay? This is false. Okay? Bakit? Diba pledge na to eh? Kasi kanina chattel mortgage. Okay? So yung excess niya pupunta sa owner. Pero pag pledge, diba yung excess saan pumupunta? Kay C talaga, kay creditor. Diba? Yan nga yung sa pledge. Unless may stipulated sila, wala sinabi dito. The excess of the proceeds will go to C. Okay? Kaya false yan. Kasi sabi, not good. False. Okay? Pledge na. Now, pag real estate mortgage, C cannot demand payment from X. False din po ito. Bakit? Meron kasi tayong provision, di ba? Article 2129. Okay? The creditor, tandaan nyo ha, Article 2129. The creditor may claim from a third person in possession of the mortgage property. Diba ito? Third person siya, di ba? Okay, mortgage property. Okay? Part of the credit secured by the property which which said third person possessed in terms of the informalities law. Alright? So pwede niyang singilin ito. Alright? Pwede niyang singilin. Okay? According to our Article 22. Na kapag nagbayad si X, kapag nagbayad siya, syempre pwede siyang humingi ng reimbursement kay okay? Kasi hindi man siya may utang. Okay? Eh bakit niya gustong bayaran yun? Bakit siya interested bayaran niya? Kasi kapag binayaran niya yung utang, what will happen? Mare-release na yung mortgage. Wala. So, hindi na nanganganib yung property. Right? So number 38, all are false. Again, yung dalawa naman dyan, alam niyo. Statement 1, the proceed will go to the owner of the property. Right? Statement 2, talaga naman kay C pupunta. Statement 3, remember, Article 21. You can demand payment from the person in possession of the property. Okay? So 38 is letter B. 39. Ito, bonus pa naman. Bonus. So, syempre, the latest amendment is this. Alright, 1184. Alright, Article 1184. Yan yung update na pinapadala namin. Yeah, letter B. Number 40. Okay. RA 3591 as amended. It provides. Statement 1. PBIC is a government-owned and controlled corporation attached to, okay, mali yan. Bakit? Ano nga siya? Government instrumentality of corporate tax. Okay? PBIC is not a GOCC. It is a government instrumentality. Alright? I know it is weird, pero ganun ang classification. Alright? Sige. So, false yan. Statement 1. Next. The Vice President and other officials of PBIC shall be appointed and may be removed by the PBIC's President. False po yan. Sino nag-appoint sa kanila? Yung board. Sino nagtatanggal sa kanila? Yung board. The only power the President of PBIC has is to recommend. Okay? The President of PBIC can recommend an appointment and recommend a removal. Pero, ang nag-a-approve nun, o ang gumagawa talaga nun, is yung board ng PBIC. Okay? So, false din yan. Next, PBIC enjoys fiscal and administrative autonomy. Ay, ito, true na. Ay, true. So, number 40, letter D ang sagot. Ha? Letter D. Okay? Number 41. Okay, number 41. RA 3591 as amended provides PBIC shall exercise the authority to examine banks. Okay? Jointly with BSP in the following cases. Okay? So, there is a finding, okay, of unsound and related to deposit rate. Remember guys, jointly. So, true yan. True. Okay? Na-limit lang yung power niya, dito na lang. Yung kailangan may relation sa deposit rate. Okay, diba? Philippine Deposit Insurance Corporation na talaga sila. Correct? Okay? Alright, when there is a failure of a prompt corrective action as declared, okay, by the monetary board, okay, true din yan. Okay? Tapos, statement 3, whenever the PBIC deems it appropriate and necessary to join, okay, yan, false na yan. Okay? Ito ang false, guys. Okay, whenever deems it appropriate and necessary, hindi po siya ang nagde-determine. Si Bangko Sentral po ang nagsasabi. Okay, kasi remember, ang intention po ng batas natin is maging lead regulator na talaga si BSP. So, kailangan may pahintulot ni BSP. Ito. Okay? May pahintulot ni BSP dapat. Hindi po pwedeng si PBIC ang nagde-decide. Si Bangko Sentral. That's why, statement 3 is false. Okay, false ito ha. Hindi po si PBIC ang nagde-determine. Dapat si Bangko. Alright, so number 41, only 2 are true. Kasi statement 3 is false. Alright, so 42. 3591 provides, statement 1. PBIC is now mandated to provide, okay, tama naman to, Islamic bank product. Okay. True yan. Ayun, bago. PBIC may adjust the maximum. Okay. Without need of legislation. Yes, true po yan. Okay, tandaan ha. Pwede na yan i-adjust ni PBIC even without a law. Okay, even without a law. Okay lang. Binigyan na sila ng power na gano'n. Subject to certain conditions. Okay, pero generally po. Statement 3. PBIC shall exclude from deposit. Okay. Deposit accounts or transactions subject to issued by the BSP. Ayan, true din yan. Right? True din po. Okay. So, 42, all are true. Okay? All are true. Okay, magtiwala ka na lang. Okay, true lahat yan. Okay. Right? So, letter A. Alright, number 43. New Central Bank Act provides for The close now, hear later policy. Okay? Kasi bakit? Di ba? Ang nangyayari pagka sa Bangko Sentral, isasara muna yung bangko bago tayo mag-hearing. Alright? Kaya sa close now, hear later. This is allowed whenever, upon report of the head of the supervising or examining department, the monetary board finds that a bank, okay, so examples ito ng grounds, okay, examples ito ng grounds, has notified Bangko Sentral or publicly announced a unilateral closure. Okay? True. Has been dormant for at least, mali ito. Okay? 60 days po yan. Okay? 60 days. Okay? So, mali dapat 60 days. So, statement 2 is false. Okay? Statement 3. Okay, unable. True ito. Okay, unable to pay the ordinary cost of business. True ito. So, statement 1 is true. Statement 2 is false. Bakit? Kasi 60 days na. Alright? Tapos statement 3, true din. So, 43, only 2 are true. The answer is letter C. Alright. So, ito naman. Madali lang ito. Okay, ano ang concept na kailangan nating tandaan dito? This one. Right? This one, ha? Guys, remember po, even if there is the concept of offsetting has been removed. Wala nang offsetting. Wala nang offset. Okay, kasi pag ino-offset, guys, nawawala sa deposit cover yun. Ngayon, wala nang ganun. However, PDIC can still withhold payment. Okay? Meaning, insured pa rin yun, pero withheld ang bayad. Meaning, hindi niya ilalabas muna sa'yo. Okay? Ano yung pwede niyang i-withhold? Yung portion of the insured deposit, okay, which may be required to provide for the payment of any liability of the depositor to the closed bank. Kung may utang ka dun sa bangko, hindi po i-offset. Oo, insured pa rin yun. Pero, i-withhold po yung payment. Okay? Hindi po i-release ng PDIC sa'yo. Okay? Hindi niya i-release. So, dito, okay, paano mo gagawin ito? So, this is, so ito pa ito. Okay, so 1, 3, okay. Tapos lahat, mga joint na. So, 350 plus 400, lampas na yan sa 500, no? Okay, so, 500 na maximum for the single accounts. Okay, for the single accounts. Next. Ito po, okay, apat kayo naghati, 600,000. Yan ay 125 each kayo. Alright, so, may 500 plus 125. Ito, juridical person. Ibig sabihin, wala kang hati dyan. Ex-company, juridical person. Wala ka ring hati dyan. So, it's, sorry, it's this one. Okay, it's this one. 500 plus 125 is 625 minus, okay, 100. Kasi i-withhold po ito. So, how much can you collect from PBIC? Letter. Again, hindi po ito ino-offset, ha? Insured pa rin yung 100,000 na yan, yung portion ng 100,000. However, withheld lang. So, hindi sa'yo ibibigay. Okay? Hanggang magkaroon pa ng settlement. Alright? So, 525. Number 45. Okay, number 45. So, amla na. Okay? Yeah, statement 1. Covered persons may be held liable. Okay? May be held liable for violation of the Data Privacy Act for reporting covered and suspicious. Hindi. Kasi may safe harbor provision tayo, di ba? Safe harbor provision yan. And in fact, may exception din sa Data Privacy Act mismo. Di ba? Okay? So, yan. Wala. Okay? False. Okay, tapos, ito. Covered persons are required to keep records for longer than 5 years if the case is active. True yan. Okay, di ba? Normally, 5 years. Pero syempre, kapag ka ginagamit ng ebidensya yan, kailangan mo na siyang itago for as long as yung kaso ay ongoing. Hanggang matapos. Kasi kung kunyari, sisirain mo siya, tapos may kaso pa, paano gagawin ebidensya yun? Hindi mas lalong nakakawala yung mga akusado. Di ba? So remember lang guys, regularly or ordinarily 5 years. Pero kapag ka may kaso na, pwedeng mas mahaba. Alright? Yung record keeping. As long as involved siya sa kaso, you are required to keep it for as long as the case is active. Okay? So, now, statement 3. Ito yung medyo malabo. Okay? Actually, binonus natin itong number 4. Kasi medyo unclear kasi itong statement 3. Okay? Pero anyway, ang point ko sana dito is yung lawyer. Diba remember, kapag a designated non-financial businesses and person and profession, covered person ka rin. Okay? Covered person. So, required ka actually mag-file ng suspicious transaction records if yung circumstances ay tama. Okay? Pero medyo malabo kasi yung statement ko. I have to rephrase. So, bonus na lang. So, So, ang point ko lang dito, para lang alam mo, statement 1, okay, this is false. Statement 2 is true. Statement 3, yung lawyer ko ay designated non-financial business or person. Okay? True din dapat to. Pero medyo malabo kasi yung word. Okay? So, yeah. Number 45, yan, only 2 are true, pero bonus yun. Ay bonus yun. Okay? So, number 46. Okay? Dito guys, magtiwala na lang kayo dito ha. Kasi beneficial ownership to, kasama to dun sa syllabus ng ng BOA. So, magtiwala ka na lang. So CP, ito yan, covered person, should establish the customer's ownership structure and understand the ownership at each layer. Usually, beneficial owner is not one. There may be several beneficial owners in a structure. When there are complex ownership layers, no reasonable explanation for them, covered persons should consider the possibility that the structure is being used to hide the beneficial in relation thereto. Okay? Ito any natural person who directly or indirectly owns more than 20% of the legal person, they shall be considered the beneficial owner. False po yan. Kailangan 20% or more. Kasama po yung 20%. Okay? So, dapat a natural person who directly or indirectly owns 20% or more, okay, of the legal person. Alright? So, false po itong statement 1 kasi sabi more than 20. Dapat 20% or more. Okay? So, false yan. Statement 2, any individual who has significant ability to control, manage, or direct a legal person can be considered the beneficial owner. True yan. So, true talaga. Alright? So, once again, okay, statement 1 is false. Bakit? Kasi dapat 20% or more. So, yun yung tama sagot. And statement 2 is true. So, 46, letter B. So, B as in God. Next, 47. The following circumstances warrant the filing of a suspicious transaction report. Alright? The client is a politically exposed person. False yan. Okay? Hindi naman porket politically exposed ka, okay, ay suspicious yung transaction mo. Hindi ganun. Alright? Tapos, the client is a casino junket operator. Hindi rin po automatic yun. Okay, hindi automatic yun. Remember, meron tayong circumstances, di ba? Kung kailan magkakaroon ng suspicious transaction. Okay? And one instance is this. The client is not properly identified. Yan, true yan. Nasa codal mismo. Okay? Section 3. Okay? Okay? So, again, statements 1 and 2, false po sila. Kasi hindi po automatic na suspicious kagad yan. But statement 3, this one is true. Bakit? Kasi, yan po ay nasa batas. Alright? So, number 47, letter D. Ang sagot.